Good morning all. Welcome officially to the open course class on fundamentals of accounting. In today's class, what we are going to do is re-explaining the concepts which we have already learned through the videos which we've been discussing, through the videos which you have already watched. Okay, so we had discussed about the basics of accounting. I have already told you that the first module is almost over because the first module talks about the theoretical aspects or the fundamentals of accounting. So we have learned what accounting is all about. You have learned the definition of accounting. You have learned the functions or objectives of accounting. We have seen a term bookkeeping. Then we have learned about the basic terms which are associated with accounting. So I hope you remember all those aspects which we have discussed. I hope you have watched the videos. I hope you have written down the notes. So with all that good hopes, let's start discussing those concepts once again so that the concepts becomes clear to you. Okay, so what I plan is to take you through the videos which we have already discussed, which you have already seen, so that it becomes easy for you to understand better. So in this video was one of the videos of the first class, I guess. So here we've been talking about the relevance of accounting. So if you remember, we have been discussing about an example wherein two friends sell cakes during Christmas, and at the end of the day they are left with nothing. They don't know how many cakes they bought, they don't know how many cakes they sold, they don't know how much money they collected, how much balance they paid, they don't know about anything. Okay, they don't know whether the entire transaction was profitable or not. Okay, so I hope you are aware of the term profit. We will come to it later. So this is the context where accounting becomes important. So as of now, just try to remember, accounting is all about recording something. Okay, so it's all about recording something in the books of accounts. So there is a way in which recording is to be made, which you will be learning later. So from this slide, it is given to record transactions, business transactions such as buying cakes or selling them, expenses on that, profit gained or not. Okay, so it can be anything, but remember the term business transactions. So accounting is all about recording some transactions, specifically business transactions. Okay, then so I've asked you to remember a few words there: recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting and communicating. Okay, so these are the basic functions of accounting. When you are asked about the functions, you can very well remember these terms and explain it. Okay, so recording, there is a way in which we have to write functions and objectives. When you are asked about objectives, you start the sentence with to. Okay, so if it's all about recording the first objective or first function. So if it is a function, you will say accounting helps in recording transactions. Okay, and if you are asked to write the objective of accounting, you will say to record business transactions. Okay, so we are talking about the same thing in a slightly different way. Okay, so this is a tip which you have to remember. And the first aspect of accounting is regarding recording. So remember the term recording, we need to record business transactions. That is the first objective or first function of accounting. Then classifying. There is no point in keeping on recording without classification, that you will learn in depth later. So as of now, just remember, we have to record, okay, first of all. Then we have to classify, secondly. Then summarizing. The third function of accounting is summarizing. Okay, so after recording and classifying, accounting helps in summarizing the business transactions, because as you can very well imagine, only with a summary we will be able to understand the real status. Okay, there is no point in recording how many cakes sold without helping you to know the exact amount which we've collected through sale of cakes or the profit we made through sale of cakes. Okay, so it is at that point where the summarization helps. The summary helps you to understand, looking at a particular point, what exactly is the state of affairs. Okay. Now, analyzing and interpreting, that is the high-end functions of accounting. Summarizing, till summarizing, it's the the clerical works we can call. But from summarizing, the analytical part, the interpretation part, and the communication parts, that becomes sort of managerial functions or something which the management does. And the first three, recording, classifying, and summarizing, we can say that's a clerical sort of job. Okay. So these are a few terms which you have to remember. Then we've been talking about, let me check what did we say. So then we talked about business transaction. Okay. So business transaction, I hope you have understood the term business transaction. As of now, remember, it is any transaction involving money, okay, or any transaction which the business does. If I, being the manager of a company, if I went for a family trip, that is not a business transaction. Okay. But I, being the manager of a company, if I have made an order, if I have entered into a contract to sell something, or if I have expended on salary, if I have purchased a machinery, all that becomes business transaction. Okay. So anything which the business does, that involves a business transaction, and it must be a monetary transaction. There should be an involvement of money. Okay. So as a definition, I don't think I have to explain the definition of accounting. I hope you have learned it. If at all you have any doubt, please to ask me. Okay. So next we talked about here you have been familiarized with a few words like any business includes receiving and paying cash, because we are talking about only those transactions which involves the cash payment or cash receipt. Okay. There should be involvement of money. It can even be a credit transaction. We are coming to it, but I hope you have learned the term credit, on cash and on credit. Those are the two terms which you have to remember when we make a purchase or a sale. Okay. So it can be, if it is a purchase, if we are purchasing something, if we are buying something, we can pay cash and buy that, then it becomes a cash transaction. Okay. But if we haven't paid cash, if they have allowed us a grace period, maybe 2 days or a week or a month to make payment, that is a credit transaction. Okay. So a transaction or a purchase can be cash transaction or a credit transaction. If cash is involved, it is cash transaction. If the payment or receipt of cash is postponed to a future date, that is a credit transaction. Okay. So we are talking about income. You know what is income, or we will be talking about it. It can be income or something which we earn, something which we are getting, that is income. We means the business. Okay. And it can be an expense. An expense is, what is an expense? What have you understood about an expense? An expense is something which is incurred, which we have paid, or which we have paid to get a service or even goods. Okay. So then we talked about, let me see. That's all we talked about accounting in that class. Okay. So then moving on to the next video. I don't exactly remember what we have learned. So here we have said accounting is an art as well as a science. This is a cliche sentence actually. Accounting is an art as well as a science, because it is an art because it involves the creativity. It involves some sort of we cannot say it is full a creative work, but there is a way in which it is recorded, there is a way in which it is being thought of. Okay. In that way, accounting can be considered as an art, and it is a science as well. It is a science because it follows some principles, it follows some concepts and principles which are necessary for accounting to happen, or we are recording transactions based on some conditions or based on some principles. So that's why we say accounting is a science as well. It is not just an art, it is not just science, rather it's a combination of art as well as science. Okay. So we have learned these terms: recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting and communicating. Okay. So this is yet another thing which we have discussed, because accounting is an art as well as science of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting and communicating the results of transactions which are at least of monetary character. So ഈ ഒരു transactions എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് monetary nature ഉള്ളതായിരിക്കണം, or the transactions should be involving receipts or payments of cash. Okay. So we are recording only such transactions. That's all accounting about. So now moving on to recording. This is something which we are learning in the second chapter. So we have been talking about recording every time. So what do we record? You have learned it. We record business transactions. Where do we record? We record business transactions in a book which is called journal. That's what written over here, in a book called journal. And how do we record? We record through journal entries. Okay. So recording happens in a book called journal by way of journal entries. Learn that. And then classification happens in a book called ledger. So we classify in a book called ledger. And we said we summarize. So after recording and classification, we summarize the business transactions, and the summary happens through statements called balance sheet, profit and loss account. Okay, these are some very introduction things which you have to remember. Even if you forget, it's completely fine, because we will be learning about all these in further classes. So as of now, you have to just remember the words which we've discussed, and if possible, remember the terms journal, ledger, balance sheet and profit and loss account. Even if you forget, it is completely fine. Okay. So I was then we discussed about the functions of accounting. So functions of accounting and the books, because we learned the functions are recording, classifying, summarizing and all that. We've learned the books that are journal, ledger, balance sheet, profit and loss account. Okay. So those are the books which you have to remember. Then I hope you have started with the business transactions, or the transactions. Yeah. So bookkeeping. Yeah, bookkeeping is yet another term. Bookkeeping is something which is narrow in scope, because accounting covers bookkeeping as well. If we are talking about only the first three functions of accounting, that becomes bookkeeping. That is recording, classifying and summarizing of transactions. Those three are the scope of bookkeeping. When we record, classify and summarize, that is bookkeeping all about. Okay, but accounting goes further. As we have seen, accounting has broader scope because it includes analyzing, interpreting and communication part as well. Now, yeah, objectives of accounting. So what are the objectives of accounting? The first objective of accounting is maintenance of business transactions or books of accounts. So that is the first objective of accounting, to record transactions, you can say, or to maintain books of accounts, in whatever way you can put it. The first objective is regarding recording. Okay, recording of business transactions or maintaining books of accounts. When we say maintaining books of accounts, what we actually mean is having books of accounts with record of business transactions. Okay, so that is the first objective of accounting. Now moving on to the second objective of accounting. It is ascertainment of profit and loss. So firstly we record business transaction, then the second objective is to get the results of it. What is the purpose of this recording? What is it all about? What are we getting out of it? Okay, so once we record business transactions, we will be able to know whether the business which we have done is profitable or not. Have we made profit out of it, or did we incur loss out of the business transactions? Okay, and it also helps us to know, that is the third objective of accounting. depiction of financial position, or we want to know whether we are financially capable, whether we are financially sound. Remember the term financial soundness. Okay, so the financial soundness indicates the stability of the firm, the strength of the firm. Okay, you might have heard the term unsound mind. So if a person is of unsound mind, that means he is insane or he is not mentally capable, isn't it? So if a business is sound, that means the business is capable to do the business, the business is in a favorable position. So the third objective is depiction of financial position. Remember the term financial position or financial soundness. The second objective we have seen profitability, the profit or loss. We get to know the profit or loss with the help of the statement, which is profit and loss account, but we get to know the financial position or financial soundness with the help of the statement balance sheet. Okay, we will be learning about all that in future. Now moving on to the other aspects. I hope you have learned the business terms or the accounting terms. Oh, I'm sorry, missed out one thing. So the fourth objective is providing the communication part. Okay, providing information to all the required users. It can be the government, it can be the tax authorities, it can be the public, it can be the suppliers or the financial institutions which provide us money. It can be anyone. Okay, it can be the customers. Okay, so investors, if you are familiar with the term stock market, investment and all that, it can be the investors. So every one of them wants to know whether the business is running profitably or what happens with the business. So therein the role of communication comes. Okay, so now let's move on to the accounting terms. So business transactions, which we have already learned, any activity the business does which involves payment or receipt of cash. Okay, then we've seen that what is a cash and credit transaction. If it involves receipt or payment of cash, it is called a cash transaction. If not, if the payment or receipt is postponed, it is called a credit transaction. Okay, so that's all with that video. Then yeah, capital, a very important term. So the term capital refers to the amount invested by the owner. Okay, whoever has started the business, he has invested money in the business. He has put in cash. It can be by way of cash, it can be by way of the assets, it can be furniture, machinery or whatever. So whatever is the amount or money's worth, they are called machinery or furniture or whatever. So whatever has been brought into the business by the owner, that is referred to as capital. Okay, so remember the term and learn the term. So capital, we will come to it later, not now. So capital. Okay, then drawings. So drawings is a term associated with capital. If capital is the amount brought in by the owner, drawings is the amount taken up or withdrawn by the owner. Okay, so the owner may bring in cash, the owner has to bring in cash as capital, and later when he wants, he can take away cash or he can take away goods, he can take away anything from the business. So whatever he has taken away from the business or whatever he has withdrawn, okay, that's the term used, withdrawn from the business is referred to as drawings. Okay, the amount of it is referred to as drawings. Then the next is goods. Goods is something which you have to remember. Goods means commodities. Basically it is commodities, it is merchandise, or it is anything which the business is involved with. Okay, it can be stationery, it can be if it is a garment business or textile business, it can be the clothes, it can be the furniture. Okay, anything which can be considered as a commodity or an article or a merchandise which is being used in the business is called goods. Okay, I have written some examples over here. It can be furniture, clothes, cement, paint, anything. Okay, so the next is income. Okay, income is one important aspect, because Income, what is income? Whatever we receive, whatever the business receives out of its transaction, it can be called as an income. Basically, the income is sale. Whatever the business earns through sale, it can be considered as an income, and whatever the business has, expended, it is being referred to by another term which we will see. So income is whatever the business has earned, whatever the business is getting, that is referred to as income. So next would be expense, naturally. So whatever the business has earned is income, and whatever the business has lost is expense, or whatever the business has spent, whatever the business has incurred, remember or learn all these terms, that is referred to by the term expense. Okay, so naturally the expense will be incurred while the process of earning income. Okay, if we have to sell something, first of all we have to make something, or we have to get that thing, isn't it? So that making charges, that cost involved in getting those goods, all that can be considered as an expense. Okay, so that's what written over here. Payment of salaries. Okay, if it is a firm, if it is an educational institution, the fees collected is income, but whatever is the expenses by way of payment of salary to the staff and non-teaching staff, that is an expense. Okay, so then we've talked about profit. Okay, if there is income and expense, naturally there is either profit or loss. Okay, normally there is either profit or loss. If the income is more, we call it profit. If the expense is more, we call it loss. Okay, so if income is more, or income minus expense, is called as profit, and expense minus income, or if the expense is more, that is known as loss. Okay, so that's all, I guess, regarding that video. Okay, then we discussed about, let me check, yeah, assets. So this is yet another very significant term which you have to remember, because asset means whatever the business possesses, whatever the business holds, the property owned by the business, whatever comes under the ownership of business, that can be considered as an asset. Okay, and these assets, the purpose of these assets is to help the business earn income. The purpose of these assets is to help the business earn income. See, for example, machinery. Okay, machinery is something which the business owns. Okay, the business is the owner, or business has the machinery under his control. Okay, so machinery is an asset, and that machinery helps the business in producing products and gaining amount or gaining income out of sale. Okay, that's why I have written it helps in generating income. The machinery, the building, all that helps the business in producing goods, selling them, and generate income. Okay, then so assets can be classified into many types, like there are fixed assets, current assets, tangible assets, intangible assets. So firstly we will talk about fixed assets. So fixed assets means the assets which will be there in the business for a long time. Those assets which the business is likely to hold for a long time or for an indefinite period, those assets are considered to be fixed assets. So fixed assets, you can see, like you can very well imagine land, building, machinery, furniture, all that will be there for more than 1 year. Okay, simply more than 1 year you can remember, or as you know, it will be there for many years, but as a theory we will learn it as for more than 1 year. Okay, so that is fixed assets. So you will be able to explain what is current assets. Okay, fixed assets are meant to be held by the business for more than 1 year. Current assets are those assets which will expire within a period of 1 year. Okay, so those assets which are held by the business for a short period, and that short period means for less than 1 year, or it can be converted into cash within 1 year. So those assets are considered to be current assets. Cash is one of the most important current asset, or it can be stock. Stock are not meant to be kept in the business for long. It can be converted into cash, it can be utilized for producing something. Debtors is a term which we will be discussing. So all these are considered to be current assets. Okay, so current assets, it is meant for a short period, but fixed assets are meant for a long period. Then the term liabilities. So assets is something which the business possesses, the business holds, and liabilities are the amounts, or liability is something which the business is liable for. You might have heard the term liable for. Okay, you will be if it is an examination and if there is a malpractice, you will be liable to pay a fine, or you will be liable to undergo scrutiny wherein there can be even suspension or dismissal, you know all that. Okay, so that's where the term liable comes. Or if it is a road traffic, if you don't wear helmet, you are liable for a fine, isn't it? So liabilities refer to something which the business is liable to pay, or something which the business owes to someone else. Owes means the business has to pay to someone else. Okay, so he has the liability to pay, or he owes to make a payment to someone. Or it can be for anything. It can be for money borrowed. See, for example, if it is a bank loan, the business, if you have started a restaurant, or if you have started a textiles or a boutique, if it is girls, if they have started a boutique to sell clothes, they might have taken loan, isn't it? So the bank loan indicates the amount of money borrowed by the business from a financial institution. That indicates a liability. The liability by virtue of the money borrowed. That's what I have written over here, the money borrowed. Or for goods or assets purchased on credit. It's not just the money borrowed. As we have seen, there can be credit transaction. There can be credit transaction wherein goods and assets were purchased on credit without making payment. So that means the business has the liability to make payment to the suppliers of goods or assets on a future date. That will also be come under the purview of liabilities. Okay, so that's about liability. Okay, that's all regarding the liability part. Let me just check the time. So it's almost 27 minutes. I hope I will wind up at this point for today. So we will be discussing all the other aspects which we have learned in maybe tomorrow's class. I will record it now itself. So you go through the video. I know you have come across all these terms. I hope you have understood all these terms. If not, please, I hope at least this video helps you in understanding that. Even this doesn't work out, please do let me know. I can explain it even further. Okay, so thank you so much. So see you in next day's class. Thank you. Bye.